L274, please collect their luggage.
Children. Oh, God. Sundance.
Yes, I know.
You're very brave.
Well, I have to try. You didn't have to be so generous.
And if I wasn't?
We have the NHS.
Oh, shh. I want you to know something.
Yes.
For me, this was more than a divertissement.
And for me.
My husband.
Oh, yes. Yes, I understand.
Will you do something for me?
Anything.
One day, when your leg is better, when you're with someone, when you think of me.
Darling, darling.
Never mind. Can't win them all, mate.
Can't you?
Where to wait?
That's it this day. Sundance, what can I say? I must have just missed you at the airport. I'm sorry. How are you?
You must be his Uncle Bush, then.
That's me. Who are you?
I'm all that's left of the hole-in-the-wall gang. 30 quid, please.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Sorry for the delay. Thanks very much for taking care of him. Here, 30. Bye. Well, Sundance, your mum said you were coming for a few days.
It's only my computer. It keeps me off the streets.
Oh, well. Welcome, come on.
But taking into account seasonal fluctuation, the general trend was still downwards. Financial news now, and it's just been announced that another leading discount warehouse has gone into liquidation with debts of more than £3 million. And it's not just city institutions that will suffer. Our consumer affairs reporter says that thousands of customers may have been caught by the firm's sudden collapse.
Remarkable. This is the sort of football the fans were told to expect when Cassidy pulled on the red jersey. A lovely dummy. Cassidy ghosting through to pick up the return. He's on the edge of the box. Cassidy shoots. He scored! Cassidy has scored! Ole! 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 What a remarkable sight here. The goalkeeper clutching the air. No wonder they call him the Ancient Mariner.
Why?
Well, he stopped with 1 of 3. This is incredible. Amazing what you can do on these things.
It's kid stuff, really.
Yeah, well. And there's the final whistle. Cassidy is the man of the match. Let him in, Sundance, and feast your eyes on $2,000 worth of new carpet.
You don't get much for $2,000 these days.
Huh? Oh, I was expecting the carpet, man.
What is it?
No, it's just office supplies. You don't think they came while I was at the airport, do you?
You saw me indicating, surely?
Sorry?
My indicators were on. I was just backing into this space.
Really? I thought you weren't going anywhere.
Well, I was just checking the road was clear. I was just about to reverse.
Well, if I were you, I'd get yourself into forward gear now.
Operator, I keep getting the engaged tone. Well, it can't be. It's a carpet discount warehouse. They've got 10 lines. They can't all be disconnected. No, I know, operator. I'm not shouting at you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Will you try one of the other lines for me, please? It's very important.
What a surprise. Just for telling a man he was wrong.
Oh, really?
Mr. Buchanan?
Beg your pardon?
You are Mr. Buchanan?
Who are you?
Oh, sorry. My name is Watkinson. And nothing to do with you carving me up out there. Didn't make my day, but there you are. No, I'm from the Inland Revenue. Didn't you get my letter?
You wear a hole in the carpet.
Not in the mood, Sundance.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I feel like a punter, and that's life. I hand over $2,000 for a new carpet. Nobody comes, and the phones are dead. It's embarrassing. I mean, I'm Harry Cassidy.
Uncle Butch.
That's right. What are we going to do now, Sundance?
No, it was Butch who did the thinking. Don't you remember? Just keep doing the thinking, Butch. That's what you're good at.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I'm going to ride up there, Sundance. See what's happening.
Do you want me to come?
Uh-oh. Although, there is something that you could do for me while I'm away. Is this a printer you have with the computer?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Now, somewhere in the bedroom, you'll find a box of envelopes. What I want you to do is to print out my name and this address on every envelope that you can find.
Okay. How many are there? Roughly?
2,000? I gotta go, kid. I'll catch you later.
Sorry about the chip, Mark. Even the basics are so expensive these days.
Quite. I believe a bottom-of-the-range BMW is worth over £12,000.
Oh, good Lord, that's not mine, no. Where's the friends?
You've got generous friends. Now, the last we heard of you was 6 years ago, when you were working as a chef on a cross-channel ferry.
Yes.
What was it called, Mr. Buchanan? The Marie Celeste.
Pardon?
We haven't heard from you since.
Tell me this isn't what I think it is.
How much did it take you for?
$2,000 worth of a new carpet. Have they said anything, made any kind of an announcement?
Some bloke in a suit made an appearance about half an hour ago. Got to the bit about the official receiver and nearly got lynched. Boils down to the same thing.
Yeah, I can guess.
That's right. You can all get stuffed.
They can't do this.
Where do you think you're going?
I want to speak to someone.
Yeah.
Hey, get your hands off me.
Look, we don't want any trouble.
Fair enough. Give me my $2,000 and I'll be on my way.
Don't be stupid.
Look, I know it's got nothing to do with you lads, but 2 days ago, for God's sake, 2 days! I paid these people over £2,000 for a brand new carpet, and I want to see somebody about my carpet.
Try shaking back.
You know this company's gone bust, don't you?
We had heard, yeah.
Gone into liquidation.
Yes, Einstein, that's why we're here, to stop people like you damaging the premises.
Right. But you know what going into liquidation means, don't you? It means you're not allowed to trade. It means you're not allowed to do business. It means, in all probability, you're not going to get paid. Have a nice day now.
You don't claim benefit or assistance. You're not in receipt of any disability payments. How do you manage it?
Manage what?
To live, to exist, to maintain being and reality.
Yes, well, I think as you can see.
Very useful, those things, don't you find?
What?
Those electronic trouser presses. My wife keeps on at me to get one. She says if you deal with the public, it's important to make a good impression.
Absolutely.
And they're very expensive.
Second hand?
From the Oxfam shop.
Well, not exactly.
I've got time.
People going to get their money back? Mr. Lawrence, many of these people have paid thousands of pounds each to your firm. Mr. Lawrence, don't you owe your customers an explanation?
Cooking is like love. It must be entered into with total abandon or not at all. Total capitulation to emotion without restraint.
Forgive me, but...
Feeding the 5,000 hamburgers in a force 10 gale, and the only emotion that you'll capitulate to is hatred. Hatred for the passengers, hatred for your employers, and hatred for yourself. Sorry. I got carried away. I thought I had talent.
I think we're straying from the point.
What is the point?
The point is what you were doing when you quit the ferries, not when you were on them.
Well, I was very depressed. Didn't know what to do. I took to drink.
For 6 years?
No, 6 days. And then I pulled myself together, counted out how much money I'd got left, walked into a betting shop.
And put it all on a horse.
How did you know?
And you've been a professional gambler ever since.
Well, as you can see, I've hardly put William Hills out of business.
And fortuitously, as you know, gambling winnings aren't subject to tax.
You can't set your losses against tax either.
What tax would that be?
Just making a point.
How often do you have a bet?
Once a week.
Horses?
Mainly. Dogs are so unreliable.
That first bet of yours.
Yes?
Do you remember how much you won?
Oh, yes. £250.
Yes, of course you remember. Turning point in your life. Good odds.
10 to 1, very good.
What was the name of the horse?
Pardon?
Name of the horse.
Sorry, can't remember.
Name of the betting shop?
Ladbrokes.
Where?
Dover.
Where in Dover? Name of the racecourse? Time of the race?
It was 6 years ago, remember?
All right. Let's try something else. Where do they run the champion stakes?
Ascot.
The Eclipse.
Ascot. Rather like being on a game show, isn't it? You always know the answers when you're at home.
You are at home, Mr. Buchanan.
Uncle Harry.
Yes!
Which Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
What about them?
Well, if they were alive today, what do you think they'd be doing?
Oh, I don't know. Robbing banks, I suppose. What do you think?
Licking stamps and addressing envelopes. What's all this for?
It's a mail shot.
To yourself?
No, it's a sort of a consumer survey. Listen, Sundance, give us a hand with these chairs, will you?
Uncle Harry.
What?
What do you do?
I'll be with you in a sec. Buchanan! Come in.
Oh, hello.
Guy Buchanan, Liam Doran, my nephew. Liam, this is Guy.
Can we talk?
Yeah, sure.
Alone.
Oh, Liam, you mind? Thanks.
Delightful creatures.
Right. What's on your mind?
You've got to help me.
I've got to help you.
I've had a visit from the taxman. He wants to bury me. You know what they're like, Cassidy. They never give up.
You should pay your taxes.
Yes, this isn't funny, Cassidy. I'm on a hit list. He wants to know what I'm doing now and what I've been doing for the past 6 years.
That's funny. Liam just asked me that.
This is serious. He's following me.
Following you? What, now? Here? Is that him? I cannot believe that you would do this.
He's not after you.
Well, maybe not until you brought him here. A mother of God, Buchanan, what possessed you?
I need your help.
Well, what can I do?
Look, Cassidy, I could be facing a tax demand of 30 or 40 grand here. I could go to jail.
Yes.
Cassidy, we're partners.
You want me to go with you?
I see. I thought our relationship meant more than that.
Planet Earth to Buchanan, what relationship?
I'm sorry. Obviously, I misunderstood.
Listen, Buchanan, I'm not one of your brainless totties about to part with our hard-earned cash for one of your hip replacements. I know this act.
All right. I'll tell him the truth.
What?
When he wants to know what I've been doing for the last 6 years, I'll tell him.
And cut your own throat. That's suicide, man.
You don't want to help me? I'd call it a suicide pact.
You wouldn't.
Listen, Cassidy, I'm desperate. That leech is after my blood. And he's going to get it unless I can convince him that what I've been doing and who I've been doing it with is legal and not liable to tax.
You leave me out of this.
All I'm asking you to do is apply your mind.
Or else. I won't forget this, Buchanan. How did they get onto you?
I've got a small current account with a local bank. Apparently it started to dribble in some interest, and the interest has to be reported to the revenue. Get the picture?
This is the second time I've been stitched up today. Before you, it was a carpet salesman.
Really? Must have been good.
All right, Buchanan. As it turns out, I do have an idea. But there's something I want you to do for me. This is the address of a discount carpet warehouse that's just taken me for $2 grand. I want you to get down to company's house. Find out the owner of the company, his name and address, and anything else you can dig up.
We'd like to get you some coffee on the way back.
And take him with you.
Why are you following me?
I'm just doing my job. What are you doing?
Well, I thought there's no point in me catching a bus if we're both going to the same place.
Well, I can't give you a lift.
Why not?
Well, I can't, that's all. It's against the rules. Look, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm not insured. Where are you off?
Rio de Janeiro.
Dear sir, at the suggestion of your waiter. No, scrub that. On your waiter's instructions. Hey, that's great. I enclose a receipt from the dry cleaners where I had my trousers cleaned, following the minor accident in your restaurant when your waiter spilled soup in my lap. I would just like to add that I enjoyed my meal enormously, and I quite understand that accidents will happen. Very good, Sundance. I enclose a stamped addressed envelope for your remittance. A comma, which, although it's only £3.50, means an awful lot to me, as I am on supplementary benefit. Yours, etc., Harry Cassidy.
And the stamped addressed envelope.
What about it?
Will I use one of those?
Use all of them.
All of them?
Yep.
And where will I send them?
Don't worry. I'll pay you well. Come on, Sundance. Lunch is getting cold.
Uncle Butch, do you mean to tell me that you had soup spilled over your trousers in every restaurant in England and Wales?
Well, not exactly. Not in the Indian restaurants, obviously. In those, it was vegetable curry. No, I'm only joking. Actually, I'm doing a sort of a survey for the National Consumer Association to see how restaurants respond to complaints like this. I don't get to keep the money, obviously.
And that package that arrived earlier?
Yes?
Dry cleaning receipts. That must be some pair of trousers. Uncle Butch?
Yeah?
I've been thinking.
I thought that was my job.
If only half the restaurants pay up, that's £3,000.
Is that so?
Would you like a hand?
Have you come to gloat?
No, I thought I might be able to help. May I? Yes, well, your fan belt's gone. Would you like me to call the AA?
You're enjoying this.
Don't be so antagonistic. I'm not offering you a bribe.
All right, yes, please call them.
No.
This doesn't change anything.
Company car, is it? Right, the company searches on your discount warehouse. The man who owns it is called Michael Lawrence. It's all in there.
I hope you didn't bring that tax man back with you.
Thank you, Guy. I appreciate it. Where's your nephew?
He's posting a letter.
Really? He's forgotten about 200. Gavroche is spelled with an E. What are you up to, Cassidy?
It's family business, Buchanan. Nothing got to do with you.
Well?
What?
The idea. You said you had an idea. What is it?
Yeah. Play to your strengths. Who are you good at conning? No. Who are you best at conning? Women. And not just any women. Lonely, vulnerable, susceptible, middle-aged women who see in you the kind of man they'd expect to be squiring around women half their age. And you're not. You're interested in them. You want them.
Is that a morality lecture, Cassidy? Because if it is, it's a bit rich. Now, those letters, it's a con, isn't it? And you're dragging in your, how old is he? 14-year-old nephew into it. Now, all right, my women are vulnerable. But they've been around the block once or twice. They're choosing to behave like 14-year-olds. Your nephew doesn't have any choice.
Will you give us a break, Buchanan?
Cut to the chase, Cassidy. I'm sick of this.
Billy Joe Birch.
Billy Joe Birch? She loathes me.
She loves you.
Don't be absurd. Are we talking about the same woman?
Sure, Billy Joe Birch, the American novelist. The one that you tried to sell a stately home to.
And she found me out.
She adores you.
Why her?
She's back.
To Guy, please. Hello, Billy Joe. It's been a long time.
John. Oh, dear.
Bye.
Good morning, madam. Electricity. Come to read the meter.
You're keen.
How's that?
You only read it last week.
Well, to tell you the truth, accounts are saying that the figures that were handed in last week were a bit on the high side. I've come to check them out.
I'm all for that. How high?
I shouldn't tell you this, but if you were to choose between the bill you were going to get and the one that we send to Wembley Stadium...
No, I'd have taken Wembley Stadium.
Yes.
It's just in here.
Thank you.
Do you have a torch? Only the bulb's gone.
No problem.
Do you have time for a coffee?
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I'd love one. But I can't offer you a discount. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Is that your husband?
Yes.
And an Alvis, unless I'm greatly mistaken?
I'm impressed. How did you know?
It says so on the car. Oh, he's a keen collector by the looks of things.
Obsessional would be a better description. I'm a classic car widow.
Oh, you don't get involved?
As far as I'm concerned, a classic car is something that gets you from A to B without breaking down. No, they do nothing for me, I'm afraid.
Does he own all these?
Most of them. Not that one. That's the one he'd really like. A Bentley S3, flying spur bodywork. Apparently there are less than 100 of these things in the world, and Michael's pretty finicky. He'd like one, all right. No, he'd die for one.
Oh, well. Everything comes to those who wait. Thank you again.
If I didn't know he was one of your friends, I'd have said he was very convincing.
Please, but hey, Joe, I expect he was just trying to be a good friend. What did he say?
Oh, he laid it on like peanut butter. How you couldn't bear to be away from me. How love would conquer all. How you'd swim the ocean to win back my affection.
Oh.
Yeah, real crap. I wouldn't mind, but a lot of it was in my last book. What do you want, Buster?
Hello, Winky, it's me. Yeah. Listen, I need a driving license by tonight. Yeah, okay, cash. In the name of Michael Lawrence, L-A-W-R-E-N-C-E. Yeah. Yeah, let me give you the address. It's a second honeymoon. We went to the Lake District 10 years ago. I'd like to take her back.
In the Bentley?
It's the same car that we had for our wedding, you see. Of course, then we only had it for the afternoon. And it wasn't in as mint condition as this.
Not many of them are. And you want it for a week?
If that's possible. I understand you do hire.
Oh, absolutely. But cars like these are worth a great deal of money. You won't be offended, Mr. Lawrence, if we run a credit check.
Oh, no, of course not. Quite understand. You need my driving license, name and address, of course, and banking details. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, good man, Wayne. You're a star. Here's a look. This is great. The Consumer Council will be delighted that so many restaurants are willing to take the word of this customer.
Do you think they missed the price of a new printer?
Sometimes.
Uncle Butch, I may be 14, but I didn't come down the last shower. You're a con man, aren't you?
Well, how did you get on?
I don't really want to discuss this in front of him.
Well, I don't think he's very interested. Did you see her?
Yes, I took her to dinner.
And?
And it was very hard work.
Well, did you ask her?
Time wasn't right. Cassidy, do not teach your grandmother how to suck eggs.
Are you going to see her again?
Yes.
Where are you going to take her?
Thought I might take her for a day in the country.
Listen, don't take offense at this, Buchanan, but do you think she might like to go to a rally?
I didn't know you were interested in politics.
Oh, no, a car rally, a classic car rally. She'd love it. The nearest thing the Yanks have to a classic car is a Ford.
What do you know about classic cars?
Oh, I have one. And another thing, if he follows you, he follows me. We're going to have to lose him.
Yes. About time.
There's our mark now, Sundance, in the blue car.
You want me to do what?
Well, I thought, you know, for old time's sake.
Well, after what you did to me the last time?
You got a good book out of it.
You're unbelievable.
Action station, babe. Here he comes.
Oh, hello there. Michael Lawrence. That's a beautiful car.
Harry Cassidy. It sure is.
Yeah. You try to explain to a layman why a car like this makes a grown man go weak at the knees. Doesn't understand.
Comes from in here.
Oh, dear. Not of the faith?
I've tried. God knows I've tried.
Can I have a burger, Dad?
Yeah, sure, in a minute.
Do you know how long I've been looking for one of these?
In this condition? A long time, I'd say.
Yeah. Look, I've never been very good at dancing round a subject. Would you consider selling it?
You must be joking.
I'll give you a good price.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lawrence. You'd have to, but how could I?
Dad.
I said, yeah, later, in a minute.
I didn't mean the burger, Dad.
No, absolutely not.
But, Dad, please,
Lee,
Dad, we need the
no.
money.
Now, let that be an end to it.
Please, Dad, we have to sell. Mum can't...
Well, if you should ever change your mind...
Oh, yes, thank you. Well played, Sundance.
I admit it. I lied to you. I was embarrassed.
Lied about,
What, exactly?
About being a professional gambler.
We both knew that. Yes. So, what's the story this time?
No, Guy. I'll do it. Do you know me? Do you know who I am?
I think so.
Well, one of the great things about making my kind of money is you can buy anything.
So?
I bought him.
What?
I bought him, fed him, kept him, paraded him. He's mine.
He's mine, too.
No, I don't think so. You'll notice I never said paid him. Oh, sure. He's worked his butt off, but I've never paid him 1 red cent.
In 6 years?
Yeah, it's about that time.
What's in it for him?
I looked after him real well.
Mr. Buchanan.
It's true. Every single word of it.
Pingarrows are a bit low today.
Pardon?
The Pingarrows. A formation team of flying pigs. We get a lot of them here. Okay, you've wasted enough of my time, both of you. Mr. Buchanan, this investigation is now closed. I therefore propose to assess you on the basis of what I consider you would have earned over the last 6 years, working in your last known profession, which was a cook. Forgive me. A chef. You'll receive my assessment in a couple of days.
Dear sir, enclosed our check for £3.50. Please accept my apologies for any inconvenience caused.
My waiter does not remember the incident to which you refer, but as he can hardly remember his own name, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Dad?
Mr. Lawrence.
Your son telephoned me, Mr. Cassidy.
I'm awfully sorry about the state of the place, Mr. Lawrence. As you can see, we're in the process of moving. I've had to let this one go.
Things a bit tight, are they?
I have the love of my family, Mr. Lawrence. What more could a man need? Shall we?
Right. I'm satisfied. You've got the documents, I'll write out the check.
No. Not yet. Mr. Lawrence, I have made my decision, and I'm not about to go back on it. But you're about to spend the best part of £100,000 on a motor car, and I don't want any comebacks.
Like what?
I don't know. Nothing I can think of. As far as I'm concerned, the car is perfect, but I'm selling you the car. I'm bound to say that. I would feel better if you had your mechanic give the car a thorough going over, and then when he's happy, we're all happy.
What a scrupulous man you are, Mr. Cassidy.
Well, I may not be the most successful businessman in the world, Mr. Lawrence, but I'm honest.
Dad, let it go. The car's fine.
Yes, I know it is, and it's worth every penny I'm paying for it. But your father's integrity is worth a lot more. No, I'm touched, Mr. Cassidy. Of course, I'll do what you say. Problem?
I hope you won't take this the wrong way, Mr. Lawrence. This car is the only thing of monetary value that I have in the world. If I were to ask you for a deposit...
You must! Good Lord, a car like this? Well, what should we say? 10%? £10,000? Ah. Oh. I imagine in the present circumstances, capital gains tax is the last thing you need to worry about. Cash all right?
Uncle Butch, I don't understand. He was all set to give you £100,000.
Sit down. Sundance, I am not a thief. That car was not mine to sell. All I wanted from that man was the money that he owed me. But all right. And a bit extra for my trouble. He offered 10 grand. I never asked for it.
But if it isn't yours to sell, it isn't yours to give away, is it?
Well, I haven't given it away. The car is hired in his name. In 2 days' time, the hire company will take it back. And I'd like to be in the bushes when they do.
On the restaurant bills.
What about them?
That's not stealing.
And therefore, I can see no grounds for allowing his appeal against my assessment of 30,000.
Thank you, Mr. Watkinson. Mr. Buchanan?
Before I came here today, my friends told me to dress down. Look shabby, they said, as though this might encourage 3 intelligent commissioners to show mercy. I don't want mercy. I want justice. I've put on a good suit, not because I'm rich, but because I have dignity. I might lose this appeal, but I will never lose my dignity.
Commissioners, this is not the Old Bailey.
Get on with it, Mr. Buchanan.
Mr. Watkinson has explained how, despite his best efforts, he's been unable to establish what I've been doing over the past 6 years. Now, he knows that I've never claimed state benefit. Therefore, he says, I must have been working. Commissioners, I have been occupied, but I can assure you, to me, it has never seemed like work. This is a labor that pays no wage. It is a craft that seeks no reward.
Oh, please.
Each one of these noble ladies has made me feel very humble by coming here today. They didn't have to. They shouldn't have to, but they insisted. And they will tell you, if you ask them, how in their different ways they have nourished and sustained Guy Buchanan, not with money, not with possessions, but with love. All I've wanted to do was to make them happy. You must ask them whether I have succeeded.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Thanks for setting up for the hearing, Cassidy. Your moral support was invaluable.
Never mind my moral support. What about the girls?
They were sensational. Do you know, I never realized how much I meant to them.
I can tell you exactly. 500 quid each. Well, you don't think they did it for love, do you?
Even Billy Joe. Not Chantal.
I think they were making a statement. You'll get mine later. When will you know?
After lunch. I think I got to the woman. Where's your nephew got to?
He said he was going to the loo.
Where have you been, Sundance? We were waiting downstairs for you.
This is it.
We'll wait out here.
Mr. Buchanan, I'm afraid we've got bad news for you.
Doesn't he ever stop?
Don't mind him. So, where will you go?
South France. Italian Riviera. I don't know.
Well, we were a great team. I'm going to miss you. Come on. Admit it. We were the best.
Yes, you were good. Better than I thought.
Better than that.
I've just hacked into the computer at the Inland Revenue Service. I have Mr. Buchanan's name, the amount he owes on the screen. As you can see, the amount he owes is outstanding. Now, the names with ticks beside them are those who've paid in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, probably due a receipt. Now, it's my guess that if we bring the cursor down to Mr. Buchanan's name, and then place it beside the word outstanding, and then press the delete button, the computer will automatically change it to a tick, and Mr. Buchanan will get a note saying he's paid his money. At least that's my guess.
Liam, are you saying you could clear my debt?
I think so.
Simply by pressing that delete button?
No.
What?
Do you think I am going to stand here and condone a £30,000 fraud by a 14-year-old, my own nephew?
Cassidy!
How did you do this? Liam!
I copied the taxman's login number and password.
What?
The computer thinks I'm him, the taxman.
Cassidy!
I said no. Liam, look at me. I know you were doing your best, but don't you see this is wrong? It's stealing.
Liam, your uncle's quite right. I mean, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but what sort of man would I be? And what sort of guidance would we be giving you if we took advantage of the fact that what you were about to do was a highly criminal act?
Exactly.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Don't turn it off like that. It doesn't matter.
You're a good man, Sundance, but believe me, this is the best way.
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can talk.
Mr. Watkinson. Well, do come in. What a pleasant surprise.
Well, you're in a good mood, Mr. Buchanan.
I certainly am. Thanks to the extraordinary generosity of some of my friends, all of my debts have been cleared. Did my accountant tell you?
Yes, he did. But it's just a small thing, but the computer in our records department seems to have wiped the record of your payment. Some trainee probably pressed the wrong button. It's all a bit embarrassing, really. I'm having to chase up scores of people for proof of payment when they know they paid and I know they paid and... Well, look, a bank statement would do it. Or a check stub, and I can chase up your bank myself. Are you all right?
Just give me a moment to think.
Find out what the dubious duo are planning next week at the same time. After the break, Dr. Michael Terry keeping troubled teens on the straight and narrow in Neon Rider.